Hello once again. I'm Ubel, and it's that time once more to reveal the top representatives for the state of New Jersey over the last PR season. This past season was quite the doozy, and this suite of players is shaping up to be some of the strongest the region has been in a good while, with several new additions to the PR legacy on top of a few returning faces. As we head into a new season and a full state circuit, mind you, make sure to keep an eye on all members of this list. As a quick reminder, New Jersey does a tier list system. Those within tiers are roughly equivalent in skill, with the main division of results being signified by, what else, the divide of tiers. With that out of the way, and with everything understood, let's get this started. A new face for the New Jersey PR, but a player who had been a strong soldier in South Jersey for many seasons. The stalwart Palutena took wins at many strong weeklies in South Jersey, including Battle Over the Bridge 90. The biggest run Spiro had this season, however, was at More Than Friendlies, where he overcame Beast for a second place finish. Add-on wins over Xavier and Aryeh, and Spiro sped his way onto this PR, no questions asked. After making his first PR just last season, Pataya stays strong with this second consecutive placement. Pataya did not attend as much as he did last season, typically only really going to center stage, which seems to be the place to be as many a player on this list frequented that local. In addition to that, he also attended Fusion, the other most attended local in New Jersey. However, the results and wins did not disappoint, as Pataya was able to take a win at both of those weekly series and find wins on players such as Josh Then Gamer, Pharaoh, and Stefan. In a PR that is wrought with players looking to push advantage and pile on the damage, look no further than Pataya for a peak example of exactly that. A triumphant return to the PR for the TO. For those that don't know Lemon Tea, these past few seasons he was quite hungry for a PR placement. Fusion, Center Stage, Warped, Failsafe, Scarlet Classic. Lemon Tea entered all that he reasonably could come across this season. And while a top 8 placement at those larger regionals eluded him, Lemon Tea was a consistent threat in the top 16, reaching as high as 9th place at Failsafe Spring. Lemon Tea has always been a local threat to look out for, but he finally returned to the upper echelon to get the recognition he deserves. Not just a TO, my friends. Mateo is back on the New Jersey PR for his 4th consecutive stint among the best players in New Jersey. The Palutena solo main had some ups and downs this season, but when Mateo was comfortable, there were times where he seemed unbeatable. Center stage was more often than not where that was, Mateo finishing first at several of those throughout the season, with wins over many players across Tri-State, including Pharaoh, Stefan, and Juice. Mateo shut down many of what would be PR hopefuls, making him the premier gatekeeper in the region, and certainly a member to overcome for any PR hopeful. A couple of firsts on both sides for this next entrant. Vile's first stint on the New Jersey PR, of course, and New Jersey's first Terry Bogard to make the list. The legendary Wolf had more than a few representatives in New Jersey over the years, but Vile showed rapid improvement over these past few seasons. As the saying went, New Jersey unranked goes hard, and Vile proved that with multiple out-of-region wins over players such as Physics and Rydia, on top of holding down at the new HLM Elite Series, winning their 3rd installment. A solid all-around resume with a wide reach of wins allowed Vile to break his ceiling and land himself on the New Jersey PR. Stefan is not the most well-traveled of players across New Jersey. Granted, it's hard to travel as much as his fellow crew members in MBS. But what he is, above a lot else, is consistent. The solo Steve primarily attended a singular local, Center Stage, but he made that place his stomping ground, with multiple first place finishes, racking up plenty of wins over the likes of Webb, Beast, and Mateo in the process. Stefan may not have made a large splash, but the consistent reign definitely earns him his spot on this PR. Making a triumphant return to the New Jersey PR, and doing so by primarily farming New York, Mega surged through many of the players around this region with solo Ike, finding new ways to keep the character's metagame alive and well. Somehow, New Jersey and New York both have had a surge in the amount of Ike players, and Mega stands out as the peak of that surge, with wins on John Numbers, Jen, and Gatsby, as well as top 2 finishes on both sides of the Lincoln Tunnel with Xeno 288 and Center Stage number 3. Despite everyone's attempts to move on, including his own, Mega continues to be a blast from the past with his return to the PR. Delta Force found himself at an interesting dichotomy this season. On the one hand, his attendance of much more than weeklies was pretty sparse. On the other, he was playing some of the best Super Smash Bros. Ultimate of his career. He was consistently placing well at the Fusion Weekly Series, and consistently finding wins on some of the best in this region, including Jackal and Carflow. Delta Force's 9th at the Scarlet Classic also proves that the long runs are still for sure in the tank. The Dark Link main had so many highs, and it's always enticing to see what will come next. Making his grand debut on the New Jersey PR, and doing it all with the raw intent to kill, Luigi Kid brings the original Smash Ultimate TOD character back onto the rankings. A younger competitor to be sure, but he put his full intent into the walking win condition that is Luigi. And it worked out in spades, finding solid placements at Boardwalk Smash 54 and ESG 91. With wins on Sean, Mysterica, and Mateo, Luigi Kid brought in and out of region threats to their knees as he worked himself into the C tier of this New Jersey PR. Haven is the type of player who could be said plays for self-satisfaction over everything else. This can apply to many players, of course, and the nature of competitive spirit as a whole. But for Haven, usually that also means trying to make himself laugh above all of those extra competitive drives. While the Wario and the Corn were routinely on display this last season, plenty of other characters wait in the wings for whenever Haven's mood seems to strike. Yet nobody should sleep on the player in the least despite all of that. With wins on Webb, Leon, and C this past season, Haven's flexibility and strong mentality proves that there is no correct way to play this game at a high level. This member of the New Jersey B tier is quite unlike the other two, aside from skill, that is. Pharaoh is the king representative of the local warriors and the daily grinders. His high attendance count oft has led to some inconsistency, or some losses in weird places, or general worry of burnout. But that just kind of didn't happen this season. The Yoshi specialist was on fire throughout the laundry list of events he attended, piling on wins over Jackal and Rivers amongst others, and placing top 32 at 2 out-of-region majors, able to find wins on the local level multiple times on top of everything else. Everything came together for Pharaoh this season, and the next few months are looking especially bright for the Yoshi main. The return of Rivers being cited at locals, including his own Gamer Nook in Tom's River on Wednesdays, means a return of NJ Smash's most long-standing top representative. With Diddy Kong at his back, along with a work-in-progress Shulk, Rivers took top 2 at several large weeklies. His biggest result this season was the win at Scarlet Classic with 103 participants, grabbing wins on WebJP, Pharaoh, and Beast across the season. Like a force of nature, nothing seems to be able to stop Rivers from continuing to be one of the best Tri-State has to offer. Leon's road to consistency is an interesting one. While not frequently in attendance, arguably the best bouts in the world keeps active through different challenges and traveling out of region instead of frequenting the many locals in-state. This makes him one of the most well-traveled players on this list, going as far as Alaska this past season, and he holds it down throughout every bracket he attends. The results speak for themselves, utilizing a combination of Bowser and Hero to the utmost of effect, finding wins on players like Stefan and Big Stu. No matter how it happens, Leon will always reside near the top of the NJ Mountain. Syrup should be no stranger to the eye of any Smasher by this point. The extra impressive part, however, is how he kept up his high-profile rise after effectively switching mains. The Ness is still potent, of course, particularly performing well at Yoshi's Island Rise. With the big wins and the big plays, they all seem to come from Steve this season. Applying his technical prowess to Steve has set him apart, allowing for an incredible 9th place finish at Low Tide City amongst regional top 8s at the aforementioned Yoshi's Island and Failsafe Spring. Talking Ben, if you can hear my air quotes, well, his stocks are certainly on the rise, as is his ascension of the New Jersey PR. WebJP has had multiple stints as a top representative of his character across his career of being a specialist. Usually it takes some time, but Web's dedication combined with the seemingly boundless options of Sheik pulled together into something amazing this season. With stellar wins in and out of region, including Syrup, Geist, and Puppe, Web asserted himself as one of the best Sheik players in North America, with a 7th place finish at MomoCon in addition to a suite of other amazing in-region performances to boot. Goes without saying, but a Web playing at peak performance should be petrifying to play against. Now, be honest. Did you really expect anyone else? Did you really expect Jersey's premier Wolf player, the most frequent major attendee, most fundamentally sound and determined player, to be anything less than S tier? Did you watch Crown the Third? Jackal played some of his best Smash Ultimate this past season, and while there are still more mountains to climb, as he is still hunting for his major win, Jackal proved that there is nobody that can stand in his way on a good day. Add in another major top 8 at major upset, and wins on world-class talents such as MK Leo, Spargo, and Shuton, the question for Jackal isn't if anymore, it's when. And so that's that. 16 players, 16 killers, and more waiting in the wings. This PR season was wrought with high competition, and it's only going to get more intense with the New Jersey Smash circuit in full swing, finally unifying the entire state. Make sure to keep supporting your locals, and keep enjoying this game to your best of your ability. PR dreams aren't everything, but they are a strong goal to those looking to play and improve at this type of craft. With that, I've been Ubel, the best commentator you've never heard of, signing off.